granite you see today actually ranges from gray to pink in color. This is actually because the granite out here ranges in its sodium content. All of the gray granite you see around is what's called sodium granite. Now everybody, as we begin to pitch up the hill here, keep your eyes peeled out of the two-seat slide, as if you remember that cross wedging that I talked about earlier. That gave rise to a very interesting rock formation out here that looks almost as if it's top of this incredibly steep 26% grade. Covered in soot and sweat at the top, they look to one another and go, boy, that hill was a son of a gun. Or something along the lines, I'm sure you fill in the blanks. Yes, folks, this is Son of a Gun Hill. You know, that was so difficult to traverse for our poor engineers that we keep the name to this day. And if my books in car 1 look all the way back into car 3 here, in the event you were in the center aisle when we stopped and went flying, this is the equivalent of falling off of a 3-story building. So please make sure you stay out of that center aisle, as I am sure the gentleman in the back will not want to catch you. For those of us on board the train today that don't know what a grade is, this means that for every 100 forward feet of momentum that we have, we are actually going up 26 feet in elevation. Now, folks, keep an eye out of the two-seat side, and you'll notice a large boulder that we had to drop off the tracks and get out of our way here. Propped up on the 3 smaller rocks is Rock Rock. You have a lot of ingenuitive names here, the dog. Now that crack has been getting a little bit bigger. That's one.
It's got
This red bark when they are more than 80 years old. As well, while they look like this, if you go up and give them a good squeeze, you may also get the scent of vanilla or butterscotch. For any of my outdoorsy types out there, I can also personally attest that the needles of the ponderosa pine make for an absolutely wonderful, earthy, and citrus tea. Jim on that one. Alrighty, folks, if you continue to keep looking out of the 3-seat side, you'll know. Now, everybody, just a reminder, if you are strong bright green aspen trees. This is the same aspen grove that we drove past earlier, and here in Colorado during the fall, usually in middle to late September, they will turn an absolutely beautiful golden yellow. And if you have the time, I would strongly recommend coming back to visit us. These little mouse-like creatures spend all summer long running along the side of the mountain. You may see them as a blur out of the corner of your eye while they gather up tundra to hibernate during the winter and hide from our Arctic ravens. Now, as we come through the cut here, you may start to notice an old brick house off of the 2-seat side. This is actually our former section and maintenance crew house. As back when we were building the railroad, those folks used to live up here year-round. They would hide out in the house in the winter and work on the tracks during the summer. Now, not too long ago, we actually did have one of our foremen living up in this house with his wife. This gentleman, named Bruce Taggett, actually gave birth to his son up here, a little Johnny Taggett. And he actually did come to work for the railroad one day. He actually currently holds the distinction of being the last person to ever drive a steam engine on our tracks in the year of 1958. Alrighty, everybody, if I once again can have everyone on the train temporarily halt all conversations and give me your undivided attention for the next 5 or so minutes. I'm about to be going over the most important part of your trip today, so it's very important you listen in. Everybody, please give me a big...
Okay, so it was my mistake, that last one.
Alright, everybody, the train's coming down the hill here, so please start migrating kind of back towards your seating areas for me.
Sit on my lap sometimes. Yeah, so
Once again, everybody, please take your seats for me.
Hear that choo choo? Choo choo!
Can the lady in car 1 please sit down? The way to the summit of Pikes Peak, the highest western office in the world. However, much more importantly, you're going to be getting our absolutely gorgeous view all of the way out east once again. We can see all of Colorado Springs, including Peterson Space Force Base and the Municipal Airport, as well as downtown. Now, out of the 3-seat side here, we get a gorgeous view all of the way out west. Towards the back of the train, you can see out into the states of Arizona and New Mexico, with this very distant mountain range being part of the Continental Divide. This mountain range starts in Alaska and runs all the way down to the southern tip of South America and Patagonia, being one of the largest in the whole world. Looking down on the ridge there, a lot of you folks may notice a long dirt road carving through the woods and out off into the distance. This is still the continuation of our Board Caretaker's 60-mile-long driveway. As well, all of these reservoirs you see in and around are man-made. All of these additional lakes, of which we have about 9 on Pikes Peak, were constructed for the purposes of holding water for nearby mountain towns. Yes, I know where you folks are from. You probably call that sand. Trouble hanging up here by our section of main, which grew even 2 years ago.